Alright guys, Roll Russell here, and I am here today with a very special video, but also quite the tragic, sad video. Yesterday, or the early hours I think of the morning, we heard of the news that Windham Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt, has passed away at the age of 36 years old. We now know a little bit more about how he's passed. It appears that he had a heart attack. He's been having health issues, I believe heart issues, and he recently caught COVID, which exacerbated the issues. And it was reported that he was actually getting better, but sadly yesterday his situation got worse. As I said, he caught COVID, and it exacerbated his issues. He passed away of a heart attack. I just wanted to do a video kind of quickly. I don't know how long this is going to be. I've got nothing planned or anything. I do have a drink because I need it. I have a thank you Bray shirt because it was the closest I could get to a Bray Wyatt shirt. I just wanted to do some sort of video. I've never done a video about a wrestler passing before. I've done the video for when Daniel Bryan retired. I've done the video for injuries and stuff. But this one, I felt like I kind of had to do. Bray Wyatt. I've watched Bray Wyatt's whole WWE career. So debuted in NXT. I've even seen the Husky Harris part of his career. So I've seen Husky Harris NXT. I've seen his promo on Doorknobs. Um. Oh, I. Anyway. So I've seen that part of Bray Wyatt. I've seen him in the new Nexus getting punted by Randy Orton. I've seen him, flourish as this cult-like messiah who uses his words as his power and he entices people. And I've seen him in NXT. And then I've seen him come to the main roster and he had that match with Kane. It wasn't great at SummerSlam, but then his essence started to grow and he had a great feud with Daniel Bryan and he had a great match with Daniel Bryan at Royal Rumble in 2014. And then he had probably my favourite six-man tag team match of all time at Elimination Chamber 2014, the first Shield Wyatt family match, which was just insane. Absolutely love that match. I go back and watch that a fair lot actually. One of my favourite matches of that era, really. And then he went out on his own a bit and did so obviously, guys, let me just as I said, I've got nothing planned. I just wanted to talk a little bit about his career and the highs and stuff like that. 2014, he went out on his own. He had a little feud with Chris Jericho. He had the feud with Dean Ambrose. Sorry, which obviously he had the John Cena feud. How can I forget this? The John Cena feud where they had a great match at WrestleMania. I will let nobody tell me otherwise. They had a great match at WrestleMania. Had a iffy steel cage match, and then they had a really good last man standing match. A really, really fun ball last man standing match. And then in 2015, he got, I would say, back on track because he needed good stories, good feuds, and some wins. And he beat Ryback, I believe, at Payback that year. He obviously feuded with The Undertaker. Feuded with The Undertaker, obviously lost at Mania. Do you know that Bray Wyatt has only won one WrestleMania match and a Life Funhouse match? So he feuded with Undertaker, went into a feud with Roman Reigns, beat Roman Reigns on pay-per-view. And then he feuded with Ambrose and Reigns, and they beat Ambrose, Reigns, and Chris Jericho at Night of Champions with Braun Strowman and Eric Rowan, I believe. And then 2016 wasn't a great year for Bray either. He wasn't main, he just was there for the cannon fodder for The Rock and John Cena. But towards the end of the year, we got good, proper Wyatt family stuff again. They recruited Randy Orton. Luke Harper was back. They won the SmackDown tag titles off Heath Slater and Rhino. And Elimination 2017, we got the culmination of Bray Wyatt with his WWE Championship win, which is still one of my favourite moments. It's favourite chamber matches, or chamber moments even, because he was presented so strong. Like, he pinned the champion John Cena and AJ Styles in that match, and he won the belt, and it was a cathartic moment. So many. And he obviously held the belt for a short amount of time, but he had a really good triple threat match on SmackDown against Cena and Styles, which he won. And obviously, he lost the belt to Randy Orton at WrestleMania in, that match, which I don't want to talk about. He doesn't have a great record of having singles matches with Randy Orton. But then, 2017 was an iffy year after that, because he feuded with Finn Balor, had a really good match at No Mercy, and a good match at SummerSlam. But then he did the Sister Abigail thing, and he got ill. So that kind of ruled him out for the rest of the year. He did also pin Seth Rollins at Great Balls of Fire. 2018 was the Deleters of Worlds, which was kind of a fun thing, even though WWE lost kind of all interest in the gimmick quite quickly, and they lost the belts to the B team. And then 2019, and this is probably his highest highs and his lowest of lows. And the one thing I'll say about Bray Wyatt is that he is wonderfully creative mind that it seems like WWE would just never listen to, or never give him full ballpark. Go, do what you want, and we will trust you. Because in 2019, he introduced Five Life Funhouse, which everybody loved. He introduced Huskus the Pig Boy and Mercy the Buzzard and Abigail the doll and stuff like that. And it was really clever, intelligent skits which built to the reveal of the Fiend. And the Fiend's debut, no shit, is one of the best WWE debuts easily of the past 20 years. It was powerful, it was intimidating, the entrance, the music, the lantern, which they got rid of immediately, the mask, the outfit. There's nothing bad about the whole SummerSlam thing with Finn Balor. Balor was there to do business. He lost in 4 minutes. It was honestly one of the best, sub 5 minute you'll watch, from an entertainment perspective. And the Fiend was there, and that was the highest high of Bray Wyatt's career. I know he won the WWE Championship, and I know he's won the Universal Championship twice, but that was the highest moment of Bray Wyatt's career, and that was genuinely probably the biggest credit to Bray Wyatt, that moment. Everything about that seemed like it came from him. The idea, the outfit, the mask, the music, it all seems like it came from the guy. And then we had the lowest of lows, and I don't want to dwell on these too much because the man has passed. But obviously, the Hell in a Cell match with Rollins, which was much worse than his first Hell in a Cell match with Roman Reigns, which was great. And then the Fiend sort of lost steam after that. It would win the Universal Championship, but I should just say, by the way, I will have my Fiend figure forever now, as like a token of appreciation. But so yeah, the Fiend gimmick fell off ever so slightly. He won the Universal title. He defended it against Daniel Bryan at Survivor Series in what I said was a really good match. He then had a non-title match with The Miz, which was bizarre. And then he defended against Daniel Bryan in a strap match, which I say is probably the Fiend's best match. It was really good. And then, of course, he lost the belt to Goldberg, and depending on which side of the coin you're on, that was a good or a bad idea. Goldberg's getting ratings. Goldberg's a big star. I don't really want to quote on that. And then he had the Firefly Funhouse match, which people tend to like more than me, but I still agree that it was a wonderful piece of cinema. And then in 2020, he kind of just feuded with Roman forever. It seems like they had some okay to bad matches, depending on your perspective. He won the Universal title again, held it for 8 days, lost it to Roman Reigns, which began Roman's 3-year odyssey that he's in currently. So that's a cool thing. Roman Reigns is the last person that he beat for a belt, I guess, apart from Brock Lesnar. And then Bray feuded with Randy Orton, got set on fire, came back with Alexa Bliss, got beat in 5 minutes at WrestleMania 37, and that was the last we saw of him until his release. And at that point, you could have gone, you know what? There's some good moments in there, but wasted potential. A man who could have done so much more, and could have been a real, like Roman or Seth, like a real pillar of that division. He's young. He's a young man. He's a young man. You know, passed away. He passed away at the age of 36, and that was only 3 years ago. So 33 years old. He's a little bit younger than Rollins and Roman Reigns. So could have been in that sort of crop of talent. And then last year, we obviously got rumblings of Bray's return after his release. You know, the QR codes and all the stuff was appearing. And then at Extreme Rules, the show ended with, of course, the return of all the little characters from the Firefly Funhouse skits and Bray Wyatt himself. And the crowd and everyone universally praised it. It was so cool seeing him get a second chance. And the promo he cut on the SmackDown after, where he was just himself, was genuinely maybe his best promo. Like, I really liked his. My favorite gimmick isn't the Fiend; it is original Bray Wyatt, because I thought it was mystical, and the matches were good as well. Like, he didn't have to kind of bend and be this. Oh, I can take whatever punishment and a million curb stomps and stuff like that. He was a real proper person who had a genuine goal. And here, this promo he cut where he just talked about himself and talked about his lowest point of getting released and talked about how coming back was the biggest thing in his life. That promo, man, I will watch that promo forever and remember, I don't know, just that'll get me. But now it'll get me. Now it'll get to me if I watch that promo again. Um, this is still a hard video to do. And then obviously, you know, he got injured, he was ill, he had the match with LA Knight at the Rumble, which was his last wrestling match, which I don't think was very good, but that was his last wrestling match, and, you know, I just don't know what to say. When I look at his career, he is I mean, there's so many high quality moments in there. All the promos, his last promo, matches with Bryan, matches with Cena, the Shield matches, the match with Balor, even. You know, there's so many high quality moments. And, you know, main events, you know, in main event against Dean Ambrose at TLC, main event at pay per view. He had WrestleMania matches with John Cena, with Randy Orton, with Undertaker. Yeah, he lost them, but he had matches with them. He had a match with Goldberg. He had matches with Roman Reigns. He had matches with Seth Rollins. All of these massive stars. And it just sucks. This is a death that really has hit me. I think because, again, I've seen his whole career. He's 10 years older than me. He's got a family. We only recently, it felt like we lost Brody Lee, Luke Harper, in 2020, which was 3 years ago, but still, it feels recent. And even the other day, we lost Terry Funk, who 79 years old, but still, you know, a legend in the industry. But this Bray death, man, it feels, it sucks. It's the best thing I could say to it. And I want to give my biggest condolences to the Rotunda family, to JoJo. I hope her and her family and her children are okay. I really hope WWE do a tribute show or just something on SmackDown for the guy. You know, Brody Lee in AEW had the greatest tribute show I've ever seen. I want WWE to do something like that. It sucks that I think about it now, that I've been a wrestling fan for 20 years next year. And in that time, I've witnessed the Wyatt family from 2013 till about 2017, so 4 years. So, you know, a quarter of that I spent watching the Wyatt family. And, you know, 10 years of that I spent watching Bray Wyatt. Sucks. It absolutely sucks. You know, again, condolences to the Rotunda family. Anyone, you know, Bo Dallas, JoJo, all of his friends, you know, Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm truly saddened. by the news. I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts on his career because there are so many high points in a career. Um, the Elimination Chamber win I'll never forget. Now, again, that's a treasured memory for me. I remember, and it's on my channel reviewed, and that's the thing. I've reviewed it, and I've reviewed matches. Great Balls of Fire, SummerSlam 2017. I wish I'd reviewed the Elimination Chamber to like the 6 man. Man, that was a great match. Um, Even his performance at Survivor Series 2016 or the Rumble 2017, where he was the third man from the end. But yeah, guys, I have no more to say. Tragic day in wrestling. It happens too often. Russia lost Jay Briscoe in January. We lost Terry Funk the other day. We've lost, countless people: Shad Gaspard and Brody Lee and Hana Kimura. And it is the downside of this industry is the health toll, the physical toll on the men and women who work in it sometimes is too much. And that wasn't the case for the death of Windham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, but it still sucks. So anyway, guys, I want to say thanks for watching. This has been Real Rustlot. I'm sorry if this is a sort of scatterbrain video, but I just really wanted to talk about this. Bray Wyatt, I want to thank wherever you are. If you're up there with Brody Lee, at least you get to see your brother. I want to thank you for what you did, what you allowed me to watch. Great matches, great promos. And I just wish everyone the best. And love everyone, love your family, love your friends, because you never know. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been Revolver Wrestling.